dudes? Little Friday lunch tour of the backyard. No, I still didn't clean out the weeds. It's hideous back here. Yeah, we're supposed to get a summertime northeaster storm, which if you don't live in the northeast of the U.S., that means it's kind of like a winter storm normally that comes up the coast. That was my neighbor. And it picks up a lot of moisture and then swings inland. So we're supposed to get like a monsoon-like rain tonight and tomorrow. So maybe Sunday I can get out. I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, try to sneak in a little riding here while I can. I'm on Little Joe, the TT-R125. It's a really fun bike. If you take the American Super Camp training class, it's like a flat track. There's a race camp and there's an everybody else camp. But both classes are teaching you flat track race techniques, flat track style cornering, and a whole boatload of right-hand control. But yeah, they give you the TT-R125s in the class to ride. You don't even have to have gear to show up. You can just show up. They'll give you boots. They got armor. They got bikes. Everything's super organized. Man, a great class. It's just fun to take. I'm going to go back again this fall. But anyways, let's look at Little Joe here. Ooh. I've had Little Joe out on a few adventures. It's pretty good. So it's 120. She keeps talking. She's trying to get my attention. It's 125 cc's. Little Yamaha TT-R125. Has some pretty cool features. There's some things you should do to it if you're an adult-sized rider, and by that I mean like you're over 120 pounds or over 5'4" or something. It's a small bike, but that's what's kind of fun about it. It's like 190 some pounds wet, but you got this frame comes down here, it comes down here, and then the engine is mounted between the two frame halves. So if you're a bigger person or taking it on the rocks, you can definitely stretch your frame and the engine mounts. So before you even ride it, you should put this BBR frame cradle on it. So you get these two aluminum arms, one on each side, and then a skid plate. That keeps the frame from stretching or puts it off as long as possible. There's a little IMS shifter, replaces the stock linkage shifter, which the shifter was back here, so it gives you more room if you have big feet. These are, what the hell are they? They're Fastway Evo 3 solid steel pegs. They also make aluminum ones, but this gives you a huge place to put your big foot. Those are great. You can also mount these in a lowered and rearward position if you want, but I didn't do that because this doesn't have much ground clearance anyways. I'm like hitting my feet on rocks. Back here, this is a BBR chain guard. The original just comes with like a plastic plate. It doesn't wrap around. So this has like Delrin inside of these aluminum plates. On the one ride, Misty hit a rock or something and knocked her chain off while we were going, so that should prevent that. It comes with some kind of IRC mini motocross tires, which were okay. These are Moto's Terrapactors, which are listed as a soft terrain tire. But they got way more knob, but they're not going to last super long time. But you got a 19-inch front on a 1.4 rim, 16-inch rear on a 1.6 rim. Rear comes with a rim lock. The front does not. So I drilled that out and installed a rim lock on there. We got our tug strap as usual on here. And this is a Guts Racing cover and tall foam kit. Gives you like an extra inch or inch and a half, which helps keep your, if you've got long legs, keeps your knees from getting cramped up. Got some pro tapers on here. I had the flex bars on here just to try them out, but those are for Green Fury if the parts ever come in for the clutch. And then over on this side, this is pretty cool. The battery's behind here. And then you can take this panel off with no tools and get to your air filter back there. No tools to get to that. Got your carb here. This is like a 20 millimeter carb. Popular mods are to do like a 22, 24, 26 millimeter carb. And you can order them for like 140 bucks already set up for this bike. And you get a kickstart, which is pretty awesome. You got a rear drum brake, which actually is pretty cool off-road. It has more of a graduated feel to it instead of kind of like on and off, like a disc brake sometimes feels. And then got a front disc brake there, and the shock is actually pretty cool. It's got preload, comp, and rebound, and it's actually a remote reservoir shock, which is right here. Here's the reservoir for it. I believe there is a Olin's aftermarket shock that you can get to replace this. Forks are very simple. They do have these preload adjusters up top that you can turn in. There's little lines from 1 to 4 to make it stiffer. But Racetech sells springs for the forks, and they sell a spring for the shock. You just need some adapter collars and stuff. And, you know, if you really want to go all out, get a hold of Cogent Dynamics and have Rick make you a set of the DDC drop-in cartridges for the forks. That'll make it real nice. It's a 428 chain. I forget what it's geared. 13, 51, 54, something like that. I don't know, it's maybe a 50 mile an hour bike. Maybe 40 miles an hour with a B on it. But it's a lot of fun. Oh, let's use the Kickstarter. Alright, we're going Kickstart. Okay, that works. The E-start works good though. It's always handy, you know, awkward spot to have your E-start button. But yeah, it's fun, man. It's really cool for practicing little tight maneuvers. Where's this bike performed best? In the woods. Anything tight. It performs great when you drop it and you got to pick it up and it's only 100 some pounds. That's pretty nice. It's not obviously fast on the straights or anything like that, but it does okay. With the smaller wheels, if you hit like big rocks, it deflects a pretty good amount. I think that's just kind of what you're going to get with these smaller, narrower tires. But IRC, Dunlop has Geomax tires for it. Motos has these Terrapactors in these sizes, and Golden Tire has a 216V, which is like the mini cross version of the Fatty. And then they have, what is it, a 232 rear, which all seem to have very aggressive treads. I was pretty happy with these tires, other than, like I said, if I hit a big rock, I would just tend to shift off one way or the other. You know, it's less deflection usually if you are going faster. But there's just not a lot of weight and not a lot of wheel or rubber to just like bulldoze your way through stuff. Because that's how I ride. Totally no finesse. Just hit shit and see what happens. Oh yeah. Those flex bars are freaking great. I'll do a whole separate video on those because there's stuff to know about them. But they're just awesome. You can believe the hype, in my opinion. It's kind of like if you're on a bike that has like the wrong springs and no suspension work done like this one, and you put those on, it's like you suddenly got some decent suspension happening up front. If you have your suspension done and put them on, it's going to be like the icing on the cake. Maintenance on this is really simple. There's no oil filter, there's an oil screen. So when I burn out the clutch on this one, I'll take the engine case off and clean that out. It takes about a liter of 10W40 oil. You can get a magnetic drain plug for it from Golden Plug. I think it's, what is it, part number MP01. I don't know, other than that, that's pretty much it. Oh, and jetting. It's jetted lean, of course, like everything. Most guys go to a 17.5 Pilot and like 100 or 105 main or something like that. Whatever, jets are like $2, $3. But it's early days for that. You gotta do the valve checks and all that kind of stuff. Build quality is good, the gearing's nice. Between this and Green Fury, Green Fury's factory geared 1357, and this is, like I said, 1351 to 54 or something like that. They behave pretty similar, but the overall ratios on this bike are actually nicer. Although Green Fury, you can lug around a little bit better, and you can like take off from third a little better if you had to. This actually has a very heavy flywheel in it, and there's flywheel lightning services for this for like $60. They'll mill it down, they'll shave off like 14 ounces. And that is supposed to improve the acceleration of this bike. The negative of what that would do would make it less stall resistant. I found this like going down hills and stuff and just kind of farting along. The heavy flywheel in this makes it pretty hard to stall, which I think is a plus. I'd rather just have the heavier flywheel. Let's see, what else? 1.6 gallon tank. Riding all day, use like half a tank of gas. So you pretty much ride all day without worrying about running out of gas. Like most trail bikes. Green Fury has like a 1.5 gallon tank. It's the same way. Use like maybe half a tank of gas all day. And yeah, there's 150cc big bore kits for this and all that kind of mess. I'm not super interested in any of that. I don't really like to do that kind of stuff. I'll mess with the carb, get it dialed into perfection until the weather changes. But other than that, I'm not personally super into big bore kits or exhaust mods. I kind of like the bike's quiet. Although Misty rode hers, she has, I think it's FMF full exhaust on hers. It's hilarious. Like if you don't see her coming, you just hear this like monster 4-stroke bearing down on you, and all of a sudden she pops out of the woods on this little TT-R125. It's just really funny because it just sounds like a beast with that exhaust. So I mean, if you dig the exhaust sounds and stuff, and you got a little TT-R, you can definitely make them sound cool as hell. I think as is, this is actually louder than the KLX 140. It's a little more like poppy or farty sounding. Ooh. See, I just hit my paver stone at an angle and it just threw my front wheel off and away. I'll blame the tires on all my troubles. Just one straight on. careful not to really rip it. I don't want to scare the little girl next door. Oops. Went into Yin's yard. My bad. Missed the brake pedal. That's one negative of having big feet on a little bike. It's easy to like overstep the pedals or stuff. I keep riding on Tony's hill. I don't know if it's his hill, this like slope down here. I don't know, I mow it, but it might be his property for all I know. Well, I sort of mow it. He's probably like looking out his window going, I see you on that bike, you asshole. Get off my hill. He has a German Shepherd named Kathy Lee. I guess after Kathy Lee Gifford, the disgraced talk show hostess. Or maybe she wasn't disgraced, it was her husband that was out banging all kinds of skanks and prostitutes or whatever he was doing. What else we got out here? Oh, I got some new old boots. Right there, some CD Crossfire 2 TAs with the sewn-on sole. I've had these for a long time, actually. I generally wear my Forma Terrain TX Enduros, but I'm just breaking these in. Yeah, these have been sitting for like, I don't know, like 8-10 months or something like that. But I buy my boots from motostorm.it. It's a site in Italy. Stuff comes like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. FedEx or DHL International. But the thing is, all these companies, City, Guernay, Alpine Stars, Forma, they're all Italian boot companies. All the great MX boots are made in Italy or by Italian companies. Now, some companies like Alpine Stars will outsource the construction or assembly of their boots, their lower end boots, to like Vietnam or wherever. Forma, they're an Italian company, and I think their boots are actually made in, I want to say, the Czech Republic, something like that. But they're still made in Europe, but because they have an Eastern European factory, they can save on production costs. But I think they're every bit as good as the other brands, but they're generally going to be like $100 cheaper than the comparable model from City or Guernay. We have the TX Enduros. I like them because they have a double hinge. They're totally covered in armor, and the sole of them has a little bit more of a boot tread to it. So when you're standing on a slippery hill trying to haul your bike around or whatever, you don't slip on your butt as much. Whereas these have more of a smooth motocross style sole designed to skim the ground and slide off the pegs easier for that kind of riding. But if you order from motostorm.it, the boots direct from Italy are anywhere from $100 to $200 cheaper than if you order them here. And I have never had to pay a tariff or anything on them or import fee. I think in that category of goods, anything under $800 is duty-free for like motorcycle boots and protective equipment. That will vary by country, and I'm sure whoever from customs inspects your package. But even if you had to pay a little import fee, you're still going to save a ton of money. But yeah, I'm a fan of the MX boots. I like them for the ankle stability. I already got one dicked up ankle, so it just helps me. Other guys like trials boots or kind of an adventure boot type thing. They're all cool. I don't know, I think like any boot that has like a front shield on your shin and like 2 to 3 buckles or so, comes up maybe mid-calf or higher, that's a pretty good pick for protecting yourself. There's lots of situations where your ankle could twist, or your bike could land with your ankle under it or something like that. There's lots of gay situations on the trail that can jack you up, or even the backyard. The things like boots and hands and stuff, I think I've mentioned before, those are things that are, you know, ankles, wrists, those types of joints are joints that are easily injured and not easily repaired. So take that into account when you're deciding how much protection you want to wear. I thought it was supposed to start super raining after lunch already. It's like 12:30 or 12:45 or something. Well, I guess this storm's going to prevent me from mowing my lawn. What a shame. Did I ever show you guys this weed thing here? I'll show it to you. All right, this is the weed garden, I guess. There used to be bushes here and they all died. So we dug this out, and then it was looking nice. And then because we're lazy turds when it comes to the yard, it's looking like this. But after we dug it out and everything, the lady across the way told us that she thought the previous owners of the house had buried their dog under there. Yeah, but we didn't find any remains. We have not been haunted yet by any dog spirits or anything like that. So I think we're safe, but we probably won't dig much in there anymore. This is pretty good, I guess, for attracting bumblebees and crap. It looks like hell, like the rest of my yard. But yeah, maybe in the fall we'll redo this and make it look nice for the fall, in time for Halloween. I gotta get my Roundup 365 out on that porch. There's a lot of projects I gotta do. Yeah, I know. Got a lot of time commitments, and the yard's not one of my high priority ones, obviously. We'll go around this side yard here. Gotta stay on my side of the line. Well, all right, I'm still in my yard. There's the mailman. Yeah, man, this little turd's a fun little bike. You gotta be careful. Little Joe's stone cold killer. There's the front yard. I've hit my head on that tree a couple times. I had a helmet on, but I hit it. Oh yeah, emergency stop. Oh, what are you doing, Joe? Fucking up on me. Should you get a TT-R? I don't know. You want a little play bike? You can definitely ride the trails with it. It will not be as capable as like the KLX 140G with full-size tires. So if you like really want to ride the trails with it a lot, I would say get the KLX. But if you want to fart around the backyard, have a little bike you can throw in the camper, take to the campground, something for the kids to learn on or whatever. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I wouldn't say this should be like your primary trail bike. Again, if you're over age 14 or over 5'4", 120 pounds. But as a backup bike and like a fun bike, screw around with. It's a lot of fun. It's capable. It's just going to have a few limitations. It will kind of beat you up a little bit more throughout the course of the day, just because it doesn't have the suspension or the big wheels to like absorb the hits. If you're riding in like the kind of crap we have to ride in. If you're riding on grassy fields like this, or maybe out in the desert, you got some nice sandy tracks, it probably won't be an issue at all. And you can always throw the flex bars on. That'll fix your arms and elbows and stuff feeling beat up. It's definitely worth having, or something like it. There's something fun about riding a little bike like this that you can just ride like a total goon on, versus like if I had a 450F or something, I would just ride around the woods scaring myself in first gear all the time. But maybe as I continue to grow in awesomeness, something like that will be exciting. More so than death-inducing. There's also a cool little bike on to learn wheelies and stuff like that on. I got a video coming up about that, about front wheel management in tight quarters. I'm just going to go over some stuff that I've learned in classes and things. I make those kind of as a reference for myself to come back and refer to, but it's also good to share with other people. Oh, I killed a cone. So this, you can just totally fart around at low speed. Not too low. You have to put a foot down. Oh, but I'll pass on one tip here before I go. I gotta go back to work. If you're standing on your bike and your bike starts to lean to the left or the right, like it's going to tip over, turn the front wheel in the direction it's falling, and then get your body off to the opposite side. So if the bike's going to, let me turn around here. If the bike's going to be falling to the right, you can turn your wheel to the right and get your body way off the right side and maintain your balance. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm like, I got my upper body like all the way off the bike. But yeah, those slow races where you just stand up and try to go as slow as you can without falling over or putting a foot down, that's good stuff. But that's a little tip for that, is if you start to lose it to one side or the other, turn that direction and then throw your body weight off the opposite side. And sometimes you just gotta give it some juice. The best guys can go 0 speed and balance their bike just standing there. That's what you want to aim for. I'll be there in another 3 days, I guess. Alright, well that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go back to work on this Friday afternoon, get some stuff done, get ready for monsoon season, I guess. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Hope you guys are gonna have a great weekend wherever you are.